Alright, how's it going everybody? Combo here. Today we got 5 quick tips with the R.357, or the revolver for some who may know it by that name. I made a guide on this weapon almost a year ago now. Obviously since then a lot of things have changed from Season 1 to Season 7, and with that being said, I've gotten a lot of requests to do this as the revolver is definitely a fan favorite weapon in this game. Hopefully this can help you out with this weapon and ensure that you're using it to the absolute highest potential. With all that being said, I'm going to quit yapping in the intro, and yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so starting things out at number 1, we have peak shooting. Now this is probably the most important thing in this entire video, and definitely something you're going to want to get used to when using the revolver. So understand, right, the 357 is a dueling weapon, meaning you don't want to be fighting more than one opponent with this weapon. With that being said, let's talk about how to properly peak shoot. The first thing that you want to make sure you're doing, the 2 key components of this. First one, after every single shot, you want to duck behind cover. That's because the majority of weapons in this game are going to be fully automatic, and the second you go behind cover, their time to kill goes through the roof, because if they miss like 3-4 shots, it's going to hurt them. But once again, you just got to peek up and hit 1, and that's equivalent to about 5 shots on, say, something like the F-car. So once again, peeking after every shot is very important. It's really going to hurt their DPS, but it's not going to affect yours. Get in a rhythm. You know, understand the max rate of fire of the revolver, get used to something like that. The other one here, this could just be a console thing, but understand, when you go back undercover, unaim down sights, this allows you to pop up in different spots a little bit faster. Obviously while you're ADS, you're moving a lot slower. The second I unaim, I'm able to strafe faster. So once again, I will shoot, pop back up, and that allows me to, 1, reacquire my target and not have to pull quite as hard, because once again, I'm a little faster, not aiming down sights. Once again, you're going to shoot, you're going to unaim, and you're going to move. This is going to make it a lot more difficult for your opponent to hit you. It's also going to make it faster for you. And in my opinion, I think it's a little easier to reacquire your target when you're doing that. So once again, peak shooting, that was a little long-winded, but very important with the revolver. Alrighty, next up at number 2, we have Hipfire. Now, Hipfire on the 357 is something Embark has been slowly buffing since this weapon came out, and it's really important to understand in your day-to-day gameplay. So once again, looking at this light target, if I'm within 5 meters, I guarantee you I am not aiming down sights, because once again, when you're hip firing, you're strafing faster, and with something as punishing as the revolver, you want to make sure your enemy is not able to hit shots easily on you, just in case you do miss that optimal time to kill. So once again, within 5 meters, even if I go max rate of fire, there's no issue in hitting your target. Even if you want to go for headshots, as you can see here, not the most difficult thing in the world. Now, let's say, for example, you want to mix up your silhouette going up and down. That is something that's super powerful with the 357. At those closer range fights, I highly recommend every once in a while throwing in a couple crouches, because another thing that does is this takes the hip fire from the 357 from good to fantastic. The crouched hip fire on the revolver is some of the best in the entire game. So once again, when you find yourself in those close quarters engagements from about 5 to 6 meters, shoot some hip fires, throw some crouches in there to ensure your shots are hitting, and really embrace that cowboy fantasy. Alrighty, next up at number 3, we have the reload animation cancel. This one's super important because, as I've said, man, the reload on this thing can definitely get you into trouble. So let's talk about it here. So there's 2 ways to know when to cancel the animation on the 357. The first one, if you look in the bottom right of my screen, it shows me how many rounds I have in the chamber. Once I see that go from whatever it's at, maybe 0 back to 6, I will then pull out my turret or a gadget, if that's easier to you, and then immediately swap back to the 357. This will cancel a few frames at the end of the animation where the character essentially puts the cylinder back into place. May not sound like a lot, but I promise you in-game this can be a lifesaver. Definitely want to practice it though, because this can be bad. So once again here, I'm going to do this without the animation cancel, so you can see a side-by-side. I'm going to fire immediately as soon as the game lets me. Once again, we're going to do a side-by-side just so you can see the difference. So this is without it. Firing as fast as I can here. You see them put the cylinder back in, right? We're going to do it one more time. Watch it again, put the cylinder back in. Now, the animation cancel, this is going to allow us to get rid of that part where my character puts the cylinder back in and allow us to shoot faster. So this is with the animation cancel here. So we see it hit 6, pull it out. You see we cancel the cylinder animation. One more time here. And oh, a little too early there. That's why you gotta practice it. Once again, you're saving a little bit of time, and with something like the revolver, once again with those 6 shots, It may not seem like a lot, but I promise you, in game, as you can see there, that can be the difference between life and death. So once again, give this a try and let me know what you think about it. Alrighty, next up at number 4, we have the turret combo. Now there is nothing more infuriating in this game than shooting a light to the head with a revolver, and they have quite literally 1 health left. Fortunately for us, we have the turret to assist us. So usually what I'll do before I engage any target with the revolver is I will put down a turret. The turret's nice because once again, it shoots a target, it does not miss. 1 headshot essentially allows you to one-shot a light. The other nice thing about the turret is this allows us to actually play cover, as we kind of talked about before. So what I'll do, put down the turret, and then maybe I'll peek some shots behind it, let it block some bullets for me, and then what I'll do here, once again, if I get 1 headshot, that is enough to take that light out. This also affects our time to kill on mediums quite a bit. Once again, just making the revolver a lot more forgiving in general. So, in my opinion, I do think the turret combo is pretty damn good with it, especially against lights. Once again, making those engagements a lot less frustrating to deal with. Also helping with mediums and heavies as well. So, once again, incentivizing you even more to go for those headshots and get those essentially instantaneous time to kills. And finally, at number 5, we have the slightly more boring stuff, essentially just talking about all the different kill combos with the revolver. So on the light, of course, you have 2 pretty important ones. Headshot, quick melee is going to be one of them. However, you're not always going to be close enough to do that, so it's also headshot, body shot, or 3 body shots, which is quite punishing, hence why the turret can be so useful. On the medium, you can of course 2-tap to the head, which is very powerful. However, most of the time, you'll probably find yourself doing a 4 body shot, or a headshot and 2 body shots. So once again, there's another option. And then on the heavy, this is your ultimate kryptonite on the revolver. So, a perfect body shot is going to be all 5 shots with 1 in the chamber, or if you're built different, you can go for a headshot and then 1, 2, 3 for 4 total. To me, I think the optimal one here is going to be going for 2 headshots, as you can see right here. 2 headshots and a body shot, making it 3. You can, of course, try to go for 3 headshots if you want to, but understand that's going to be redundant. The best one on the heavy is going to be 2 headshots and a body shot. But at the end of the day, man, in my opinion, if you're going to fight heavy, most of the time, unless you have cover, I would not engage them. Of course, you can't always control that, but as soon as range becomes a factor, once again, as you can see here, that 2 head, 1 body starts to get a lot more difficult. So when fighting heavies, understand that unless you can land at least 1 headshot, you're probably going to lose that duel, so definitely keep that in mind when fighting the big guys. Anyways, everyone, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if I was a little bit rambly in this one. I wanted to make sure this was an evolution to my previous revolver guide. Didn't just want to reiterate everything I said in that one. If you want to check that one out too, there is still some useful information there as well. With all that being said though, thank you so much for coming and watching. This has been Combo. Stay home, stay safe, stay tuned for more reprised guides here in the future. And yeah, talk to y'all later. Peace out.